Today I want to talk about extreme responsibility. It's quite a popular idea in the self-improvement sphere. And I know guys like Jocko Willink are huge proponents of this. Other guys, I think Jordan Peterson talks about it quite a lot as well. I don't know how much he's quite a nuanced guy. I think he's every time I've seen him, he's very like open to thinking deeply and going in several different directions. So I don't know how absolutist he is about this. There are guys I follow like Caleb Jones who have stressed in many of their videos that they believe in like extreme responsibility. The basic idea is that everything is your fault. And from there, it means that you have, in theory, complete control over your reality and your life. It's hugely like weighs into individual, like people who believe in hardcore individualism, like Caleb, and that sort of like idea and how useful it is for self-improvement. I do like it to some extent, especially with guys who blame all external factors for their failures, people who blame the world for what they're not getting out of it. I do understand it's a great message to give to guys who are just blaming stuff they don't think it's their fault when it clearly is, because you haven't done the actions, you haven't taken the actions. Where I think it falls down is once again the mental side of things. Like, you have to be very strongly minded. You have to have a very strong mindset to be able to pull this off in a healthy manner. I think for newbies, guys who haven't really had much success, guys who are beginners, it can become something of one of those where it's a stick you beat yourself with more than it can be useful. I'd rather just hammer home the idea of taking action if you're feeling down. Like, taking action is a superpower. Like, whenever you're down, whenever you're depressed, if you just start taking action, you'll feel better. That is what I would like the benefit of this to be. I would like it to be all about taking action in your life, being responsible for your life in general. But I don't agree with this idea that you should take responsibility for absolutely everything that happens in your reality. I think that's just going to lead guys into a bad place mentally. Case in point, this entire COVID pandemic. Like, so much is out of our control, so many external problems. I'm forever impressed by guys who are basically just living normally, guys who are traveling during this, like have found out a way just to get around all the bullshit and get out. Mad respect, mad props. But for like the vast majority of guys, it has massively impacted. For example, I was stuck in Melbourne where they stuck an iron ring around the city and it was incredibly difficult to get out. I had to leave the country to get out. It was just, my friends broke the law to get out. Like, some people faked documents essentially to get out via the airports. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you can't beat yourself up about external factors like the COVID pandemic. Now there's a limit. Some guys were making stupid excuses, like saying they couldn't get laid during the pandemic. And I've got laid I think I got laid during the pandemic months. I think a total of like once a month was my average during the pandemic months. During lockdown, that's how successful I was. And like, I don't take that stuff. But things like, it's your responsibility to get into Australia where they don't allow foreigners to fly in and stuff like that. There are things outside your control that you should not stress about because they're kind of extreme external factors. And there's been a lot of stuff with COVID where it's like, you shouldn't blame yourself for that kind of stuff and you shouldn't beat yourself up about it. You should give yourself a bit of a break. That's why to some extent, I part ways with this extreme idea of responsibility, because some guys do need to give themselves a break. They are incredibly self-immolating when it comes to the extreme responsibility idea. Yeah, just chill out occasionally. Just accept the way to deal with external factors sometimes is to be outcome independent and not care about them, not to assume it's all your fault, is the way I would describe it. I hope this has made sense. It's a bit of a ramble, but I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.